070995466 or 08052894614. Aspire Heights Realtor says get your properties at affordable prices. Yeah. Aspire Heights Realtor is here for me. Oh, yes. Everybody listening, real estate and land agent with 100% guarantee. Aspire Heights Realtor, now you be baba. Oh yes, buy land, buy house, lease and rent houses or land with ease at Ibejuleki and its environs. At Aspire Heights Realtor at affordable and reasonable price. We have estates in different places: Arium Estate, Abidjan, Lekki, Green Island, Lekki, Royal Flex Estate, Lekki, Peninsula Home Phase 2, Lekki, Royal Flex Estate Phase 3, Lekki. All these and more are our estates with good roads, maximum security, buildings with good structure and well planned. And as far as Ibejuleki have good future, you too can come and plan to have your own company. Refineries under construction, Lagos State Smart City, Lekki Free Trade Zone and Lekki Deep Seaport is under construction at Ibejuleki International Airport. 60 different Chinese companies, Fort Milan Bridge, Ibejuleki Shoprite and so on. Commercially and industrially, Ibejuleki will be great and conducive place for everybody. Come and get your own property at Aspire Heights Realtor. Come directly to our office at H56 57 Ikota Shopping Complex, VGC, Lekki Epe Expressway, Ajah, or call Mr. Adeniyi on this number 09070995466 or 08052894614. Aspire Heights Realtor says get your properties at affordable prices. Yeah. Aspire Heights Realtor is here for me. Oh, yes. Everybody listening, real estate and land agent with 100% guarantee. Aspire Heights Realtor, now you be baba. Oh yes, buy land, buy house, lease and rent houses or land with ease at Ibejuleki and its environs. At Aspire Heights Realtor at affordable and reasonable price. We have estates in different places: Arium Estate, Abidjan, Lekki, Green Island, Lekki, Royal Flex Estate, Lekki, Peninsula Home Phase 2, Lekki, Royal Flex Estate Phase 3, Lekki. All these and more are our estates with good roads, maximum security, buildings with good structure and well planned. And as far as Ibejuleki have good future, you too can come and plan.
Good evening again. Welcome to this program, part 2 of this program. We hope you enjoy the part 1, and we're still on this program, and we are wishing you well in the business. We want you to succeed. So we're talking about, today's program is talking about strategic thinking in business. How do you think strategically? Earlier on, we spoke about strategic thinking, how, when, and how to assess the tool that is needed in your business for you to operate well, for you to have that competitive rivalry, for you to have that competitive strategy, for you to be operational excellence. Because when we talk about business, we don't talk about perfection, we talk about excellence. Because, we were talking about excellent spirit in church. So basically, if you do things in an excellent way, then it will be able to be fine. And you will know what to do. So you need to know about the tools. I'm just inviting a few people here. So thank you very much. And thank you for being patient with me for this program. We really, really appreciate you. We know you love it, and we know you're putting it into practice. So we are so happy, and we appreciate you for joining us. Here at the Art of London, Noble People International Magazine. You can get us online. You can get us anywhere. Just type Noble People, and you'll be able to see us. We're the only Noble People in London. So watch us, keep tuned, stay tuned, and relax with the program. So strategic thinking, how do you think? How do you assess when it comes to business? What to do, when to do it, how to do it. That's what we're talking about. Earlier, I talked about strategic planning. I spoke about strategic planning, how do you plan, when you plan it, and how you're going to operate. Because when business is all about operation, that in putting, as Christians say, putting your faith into action. You have to put your faith into action when it comes to business. You need to do the right thing. It's just like if you're praying. It's just like in business. If you're actually just praying, and you're not doing anything, then you will not be able to do things right. So you need to pray, and even Jesus said, watch and pray. So that's the same thing we're talking about business. You plan and then you operate. So that's what we're talking about. How do you plan and how do you operate well when it comes to business? How will you do? It's all about strategy, not about tactics. It's about strategy, doing the right thing at the right time, when to do it, who should you use, what do you need to do, what equipment do you need, what resources do you need. That's what we're talking about right now. Welcome, Chris. Welcome, John. Thank you very much for watching. Welcome again, Bok Dumbuya. Welcome, Mr. Noble. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope you're watching the program now again. Welcome, Alusan Krate. Welcome, everyone. Share this program, because at this moment I will not be able to invite everyone to this program, but I am hoping that you're enjoying the program. I'm hoping that you will be able to listen to this program, share it with your friends and family, so that they will be able to know what to do in their business. This is business, and with business, you need to know what to do. You need to know how to operate, when to operate. Because we talk about strategic thinking, you have to do strategic planning. Last week I spoke about strategic choice and strategic options. But with business, you have to have a clear strategy in order for you to operate in a competitive way, in order for you to operate in an excellent way. If you have uncertain strategy, you will not be able to work well. Uncertainty is what drives people business down. If you're not sure of what you're doing, ask an advisor, ask an accountant, ask a consultant, ask strategists, and they will be able to help you. With me, I always say you ask the professional. If you're able to speak to the professionals will be able to direct you and show you what to do, how to do it. So I spoke earlier on about, if you've listened to the previous program, I spoke earlier on about positioning, industry analysis and positioning. When you're doing business, don't do your business blindly. Don't operate blindly. Always find out what's going on in your industry. Find out what's going on in your industry. Do you have like a membership group? Every industry have their association. Make sure you join those association, because if you join those association, they send you feedback, they send you up-to-date information about what's going on in the industry, which you don't even need to do some of this like industrial analysis. You don't need to do that. They would have done the analysis for you about the industry. They will send you this information. Always make sure you're part of your association. If you're into food industry, find out who is in charge, which kind of association is in the food industry. Find out which kind of organization is in the finance industry. Find out which kind of association do they have in the health and beauty industry. You need to know your industry, because there are times when some things would have been done for you. Do you know when you use secondary data, it's always good to use, when you use secondary data, which you did not do, that is called secondary. Primary data is a data I research for myself for a particular purpose. Secondary data will be a data that have been researched by the industry, basically, as I was saying, by the association. They find out that information and they want to use it. So if you go and get that information from them, it's actually called secondary data. You can use that secondary data and it will work well as well. So that's what I'm talking about on industrial analysis. You can find out from your association. You don't need to do all this analysis by yourself, but you need to know about the industry you're operating. You need to position yourself, as I spoke last week, positioning. Business is all about positioning, for you to get the market share, for you to get the profit. You need to know when you're positioning yourself, what do I do? Do I do SWOT analysis? Everyone tell you about SWOT analysis. That's the simplest thing. SWOT analysis is just a beautiful name or acronyms or short thing for strength, weakness, opportunities, and strength in your business. What are you good at? That's your strength. What are you not good at that you can outsource? That thing, don't worry if you're not good at something, you can outsource it. You can find people who were good at it. You can outsource it. That's what I call collaboration. That's why I was saying that I did one program which I was telling you, you don't collaborate with people within the same industry. You collaborate with people doing different things, but it will be like an alternate goods, alternate services that you render. So that is what I'm talking about, collaboration. So you can outsource things. There are things that you can outsource, like your weakness. What are the opportunities in the industry? What are the threats? But with all those things, when it comes to SWOT analysis, it's actually internal. Don't worry about your internal problem, because internal problem, you can fix it. External problem is hard to fix. It's just like if you have a leaking tap in your house, you can just go to the tap and turn it off. It will not flood. But if you have flood from a rain coming outside from the cloud, you can't turn it off unless you're spiritually inclined for you to speak to the rain, for the rain to stop. But if you're not spiritually inclined, you cannot turn it off. That's external. That's exactly what I'm trying to talk about when it comes to things like that. Anything that is internal is easy to deal with, but external things are difficult to deal with. So when we're telling you this, listen to it, learn it, go back to our previous programs and see what is this and how do you do it. Thank you very much, boss. So you talk about tools analysis. Tools analysis is similar. It's not the same, but it's a more advanced way for you to assess your business. Basically, you use the threat and your opportunities. Think, what threat do I have in my business, and how can I turn those threats to opportunities? How can I just turn those threats to benefit my organization? So let's say now if I am short of staff, but I know I have the capability to train staff. If you look in most websites, you see, or most companies' vision statement or mission statement, they'll tell you we have trained and qualified staff. If you've got trained and qualified staff, those staff can be able to train new employees. So with that, you can be able to adjust. It was a threat before that your business is going to close, and for you not to close your business because you don't have enough staff, you are going to train a staff. So basically, you've used your strength to overcome your threats. You've used your strength to overcome your weakness. But mostly what you do with that, you work more on your strength. You use your strength more than your threat or your opportunities. Opportunities is always there. You can work on your opportunities. It's brilliant when you have opportunity, but you need to worry about the threat. What will close you down? What can they use? What information they can use? So those are the things you need to look at. We talk about Potter's 5 forces. We're going into strategy right now. We talk about things like Potter 5 forces. It talks about the industry. Back again, we come about external factors. Worry about the external. Within yourself, you're fine. You just keep telling you my business is good. You know, like when you say affirmation, just be speaking, my business will be growing, my business will be successful. Don't worry. And you work with them little parts about it. Don't worry. You'll be fine. We'll take you through the journey. With Potter's 5 forces, this is actually written by Michael Porter, not by Bernadette, but by Michael Porter, and he calls it Potter's 5 forces. Soon I'll be able to begin to write my own strategy and framework and my own models. Don't worry, soon, when I'm called Dr. Abu. Okay, on the more serious note, when you talk about Potter's 5 forces, you talk about things like industrial rivalry. In the industry, every industry you have rivals. Every industry you have competitors. There's no industry or there's nothing that you do that you don't have competitors. If someone tell you you're going to start, you know, most time people say, oh, I've started the new big thing and it's going to be me alone, no one else. Check it out. There might be someone doing it somewhere, maybe not even in UK, but in Dubai or anywhere, or even in UK. You might not, sometimes you get idea and you think you're the only one that have done it. Type it in Google, research it, type it on any search engine and see who have been doing it before. You know, there's some, I was speaking to one Rastaman at a time when I was talking about Black history, and the guy started telling me about things that we were making in Egypt. They were the first architect of building and things like that. I stood there, I hold my cheek, and I was listening to him. But actually, it was right. There are a lot of things that we think we just started it in the 21st century. It's been done ages ago. Things even which if you look at Christian, they tell you the Bible is written and these are things that are sure to come. Yeah, there are things that have been done in the Bible. There are things that sit down, look, read the Bible, look and see. You might be able to find lots of things that people have done. So most of the things you're doing is not new. It's either you're creating something or you're improving. That's why we say business is about improving life. Entrepreneurship is about developing things that can improve life, that can better the environment. That's what we're doing business for. Or you're helping someone to save money, to reduce costs. So most of this thing, because you're reducing, that means there was cost before, there was previous cost, so you're reducing the cost. So those are the things that we do business for us to better other people's life, not for personal gain only. Yes, we want to be rich. Yes, we want to be famous. Yes, we want to make that profit. We want to get the market share. But most and foremost, we're doing business to help other people. So when you talk about Michael Porter's 5 forces, we talk about competitive rivalry, which is one. You have competition everywhere. Everywhere you go, there's competition. What you need to concentrate on. Yes, you need to know, don't focus on your competitors, because I see people spending all their resources, all their time on their competitors and then doing nothing. They know when they wake up, what they do, what they eat, what they sleep, who they talk to, who they chat with. They have that time. No, don't spend all your resources on your competitors like that. Know what they're doing, know their shares, know their pricing. These are the things you need to know. Where they're getting their goods from. Can I get my goods cheaper than them? Can I get my goods faster than them? These are the things you need to know when and how. That's why you need strategy, not tactics, as I always say. That's why you need strategy. So you need to know when and how you need to do things, when and how you need to operate or function, so that you can function in an excellent spirit, in an excellent manner. In an excellent manner. So that's why you need to do, so that you have a clear strategy and a clear vision for your business to operate well. Here, Michael Porter talk about things like threat to competitive goods. Because sometimes you might think, okay, the goods I'm selling might be a perfect good or excellent good or for high quality. Maybe there's something else that you can use. It's just like dress, yeah? Like sometimes people can wear skirt or they can wear trousers. Trousers is a competitive alternate goods to... Trousers is an alternate goods to skirt when it comes to things like that. It is an alternate good. There are things which you can use together, and there are things which you can use in opposite. It's just like pen and pencil. Pencil is an alternate good to pen. You can write with a pencil, you can write with a pen. Or now you can say computers is an alternative good to writing. Basically, those are the things we need to talk about. Bargaining power. Bargaining power of the buyers. Sometimes buyer can tell you, oh, your goods are expensive, oh, your goods are this. Don't listen to buy. You have to listen to their feedback, but you have to listen to the feedback in order for you to structure your business. But you don't let them dictate to you how to run your business. No, you have to listen to the feedback. That's what's called customers' relationship. But don't let them dictate how you operate your business, because they're not part of your operational team. Earlier on, I was talking about admin team, operational team, HR team. Yeah, they're not part of your operational team. So don't let them dictate how you can run your business. Don't let them dictate your price. Unless, you see, when you talk about things like price match, when you talk about things like price match, unless you want to match price, if they tell your competitors sell their goods for £10, and you know the goods have cost you maybe £8, and you have better quality than your competitors, don't allow your customers to dictate. Work your pricing on your cost of goods sales, cost of sales, yeah? How much it costs you to get the goods, how much it costs you from buying the goods to delivering the goods to the customer. Get it as a feedback. Whatever they say, get it as a feedback, but not as a direct contribution to how you operate. You get things like Michael Porter brought something up and said bargaining powers of suppliers. He said bargaining powers of supplier because the supplier, if you have a monopoly, basically one supplier or supplier who actually, some goods that you sell, you only have one person that sells it, and if you cannot buy it to that person, you will not get the goods and it will not function. In those days, most businesses were monopoly. Now you've got different type of businesses, you've got different type of suppliers, you've got different places where you can go and get things. So you need to know who is going to determine the price, you or the supplier, because there are times when the supplier will determine your price. Yeah, that this supplier will say, because they're the only one, you cannot get it anywhere. If they tell you it's 20 pounds, it's 20 pounds. You can't negotiate. You can negotiate with them to say, okay, I don't want to spend 20 pounds. I want this thing, I think it can cost me 8 pounds. Why should I pay 20 pounds? Basically. But because they're the only one there, they're the only one that can supply you, and without their product, you cannot operate. So you need to buy it that price, basically. So these are the kind of things we talk about. Now we talk about after suppliers' bargaining power, how can supplier determine the price of your goods and services? We talk about barriers to entry. In business, some industry, you have barriers to entry. How do I enter the industry? Do I have to pay exorbitant amount of money to start the business? Because there are times when government will put a particular amount to say, okay, for you to start this industry, you need to pay, let's say things like telecom business. Those are things which they have huge amount of startup cost. So you need to know what the startup cost. Is there any barrier to entering? There are some business or some things which will say foreigners don't do this particular business in certain countries. You need to know, is there a barrier to entry? Because when I'm telling you about these things are not only for people in UK. If you're in America, if you're in Africa, wherever you are, whatever continent you are, it's the same principle. That's why I said these are strategies. Strategy are things that can operate anywhere. I spoke last week about adaptation. You can adapt to things, but most of the things are the same. So we talk about things that are barrier to entering. So when you're doing industrial analysis, these are the things you need to look for. These are the things you need to look for. These are the things you need to find out. After you've done industrial analysis, you've positioned yourself, because you've made your brand for you to position yourself. You've done your targeting for you to know what strategic choice you need to know. We talk about capability and assessment and management. You ask me what's that? Why do you use all these three combined? It's not me. That's what strategist tells you that you need to do. You talk about the governance. Governance, I'm not talking about the government. I'm talking about governance. How do you govern your business? How do you operate your business? Operation. Basically, when we talk about things, we talk about operation. How do you operate in your business? I was telling you about having an admin team, or HR team, operational team. This is what we're talking about: operational team, HR team, finance team, your management team. They're all management, but now we're going to talk about things like that. We're still talking about your business, how you need to put things in place so that you'll be number one, you'll be the giant. You can say, I carry the best share. I'll make more profit in this industry. You can be able to boast that. But when you talk about things like that, then we'll come to things like leadership versus management, because I've given you governance. Governance talk about ethical standards. It talk about how you operate, social responsibility. How do you work? This is business. Work like a professional. It doesn't matter whether you're a one-man business, you're a partnership, you're a sole trader, whether you are a corporate business. Because you might think, okay, I know someone who operates, it's a 5-man business, but it's actually a multinational business. So it depends. It doesn't mean the size of your business that shows you that you're a multicultural, multinational business or six figures business. Even one man business can be a six figure business. But for you to attain that position, that is exactly what we're trying to tell you. You see, when you talk about this, management see how things are done. Management talks about how things are done. Leadership tells you how to establish it. How do we establish it? Because leaders lead, managers manage. There is a difference between a leader and a manager. There is a difference, don't get me wrong, there is a difference between the two. But leaders have got traits. They've got things that, trait is something that is inbuilt in you. You know, when we talk about talent and skills, talent is you born with it. That's what you call trait. That's why I was telling you about tactics and strategy. There are words that might seem the same, but they are different. So traits as a leader, people that tell you leaders are born and not made. Leaders are born, but they've got certain skills in them that will make them a leader, but there are certain skills that they can develop, which makes them a leader, which make them to be different type of leaders. You've got things like transactional leadership. You've got things like transformational leadership. You've got charismatic leadership. Most time people talk, oh, that's a charismatic leader, that's a charismatic leader. But you know, a charismatic leader is more about the vision. It's like, okay, I can go and talk to anyone about my vision, and they fall for my vision, and they like my vision, and they want to move ahead with my vision. That's a charismatic leader. When it's just like things like when you talk about election, people can tell you, vote for me, vote for me, vote. Those are charismatic leaders. You have transactional leadership, which the leader, maybe like when you're doing a project, they can go and tell you, okay, do 1, 2, 3. It's basically on that transaction. Is that on that transaction? But I'm coming to define the three of them. Is that transactional and transformational leaders, which can take you. It's not about their own vision. It's about your own vision. How they can lead you in a way that it's in your own interest. Not in the interest of the vision of the leaders, in the interest to make you a leader. That's why people say a great leader is one that can create more leaders. One that can create more leaders. So that's what we're talking about today in capability, assessment, and management. Because we talk about governance, admin, and HR. These are all resources. We call them HR, admin resources, human resources, financial resources. I spoke about it on the other program, on my previous program. That's why I tell you, listen to the program. We're here to learn. We're here to help you grow your business. We're here to help you expand your business and gain more profit. Because we want to help you for your business to be more profitable. That's our aim. We want to see you grow. We want to see you on the news, on newspaper, on TV. We want to see you grow. That is our aim. We would like to support you. We would like to congratulate you. Here at Noble Television, we do awards every year. And we want to come and give you that award and congratulate you because we know you've improved in your business. So we were talking about tax done and what should be done. You see, leader establish a vision. Managers plan the vision. They plan the vision. They talk about the budget. They talk about different things. Leaders imagine. They imagine the ideas, they put it into place. That's why I was telling you about strategic thinking. Think, write it down. As it says in the Bible, in Habakkuk, write the vision down, write it down. Leaders write it down. You write the vision down. Managers focus on the process and the system. How should it be done? When should it be done? Leaders actually always understand the vision and the buy into this vision. Manager organize staff. They organize and do things like staffing, as I was talking earlier on. That's right. You see, it's coming into place. It's coming into place. We put things into place. These are the things that you need to put into place to better your business, to better yourself, to better your finances. So we talk about admin, we talk about HR, functional. Sometimes they might call it functionalities. Sometimes it can be called department. Sometimes it can be called resources. But they're all, whatever they do, they're all resources. That's what business boosters who got trained and qualified staff, as I am saying. Managers, leaders understand the vision and they buy into the vision. They sell the vision out. Managers take control of the vision. They try to solve problems. They fix things. They're good at it, and it's good. Leaders produce change. They're change agent. They can go anywhere, find a leader, give them something, and see how they can change it, how fast they can change the vision, how fast they can work with the vision, how fast they can operate with it. Give it to a manager, and see. They'll ask you, how do I do 1, 2, 3? They'll always come back and ask you for instruction. But it's good. They produce all that. They deal with all the. They deal with all the. They're always stable. They're always thinking it should be done 1, 2, 3. It should be done in a particular format. Wise leader will think, okay, let's do a Gantt chart. I was talking about in my earlier program. I spoke about a Gantt chart. Let's do a Gantt chart. Let's put 1, 2, 3. And if it doesn't work, let me tell you, when you're doing business, it's not all the time you get your plan work well. Sometimes it will not work well, even after you've brainstormed it, even after you've called consultants. They sit down and they think it will work well. Sometimes it doesn't work well because of one reason or the other. But leaders can be able to maneuver and say, okay, let's get to the plan B. Let's see how it will work. They take risks. That's why they say entrepreneurs are a risk taker. They take the risk and say, okay, if it works, it works. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. But let's do it this way. Managers will tell you, no, this is not how it should be done. This is how we used to do it. So when it comes to that, leadership, let me quote a little bit from leadership and change. I was talking about change. You see how they're all coming together. I didn't even know that was the next slide. Actually, when you talk about things like that, leadership, Cotter JP, 1990, actually, that's the one I'm going to quote now for you, about leadership versus management. That's why I tell you, most of the models I give you is not what I think. You might think, okay, this is what you think. No, it's not my thought. I'm telling you exactly what's been taught, what's been written, what's been assessed and analyzed. Most of these strategies, I tell you, they analyze it, they assess it, they do it, they improve it on it. Cotter says, between leaders and managers, when you create an agenda, leaders will establish a direction. Manager will plan and budget. I said it earlier on. When you come to things like developing people, a leader can take anyone and nobody and work with them. A manager have to say, this person have to be someone maybe I like. This person have to be someone of a particular characteristic. Would have seen a well-polished person. A leader can take anyone from the ground and train them. A manager will say, no, this person have to have a particular qualification. So when it comes to developing people, a leader can align people. They can get people, they can communicate their vision to anyone. That's why in business they tell you, if you can communicate your business idea to a 5-year-old and they can understand it, then you have a clear vision. 5-year-old, they're smart. You might think, okay, what's a little girl going to do about the vision, maybe which we're talking about entrepreneur, we're talking about 6-figure, we're talking about strategy, we're talking about different kind of things. So you need to know that if you can explain that vision to a 6-year-old or a 5-year-old and they can understand this, then you will be able, your vision is right. You communicate your strategy. Leaders communicate strategy, they influence people, they can influence a team to work. Whilst a manager can organize and do staffing. They decide the structure, allocation of staff, develop policies, and monitor policies and procedures. When it comes to overcoming things, a leader can overcome something. It might take them time to overcome. That's why you might think when it comes to business, if a business is closed down and then they do redundancy, mostly the people that is affected is not the business owner, it's mostly affected the staff or the managers are more affected. If a manager is used to a particular lifestyle and then they close that business down, it's hard for them to recover and go to another job. But the entrepreneur or the leader can go and start the business from scratch, thinking, okay, I have nothing. I have nothing at this moment, but I still want my vision to go through. I am going to start from nothing to become somebody again. They can walk their way through. It's hard, but then they have that courage, some of that courage, because they've got that leadership trait in them. A manager, they work on consistency, yeah? But then it's hard for them to say, okay, let me go and find another job, or let me go and find something. They might think, okay, why will I go and do certain job? That is not my kind of job. That is not my thing. Yeah? So that's when it comes to things like that between leaders and management, leadership and management. That's from Kotter, JP. That's his leadership theory. It's not mine. It's his own leadership training. You can check it out and you'll be able to see what is it about. When it comes to leadership, when it comes to capability and assessment and management of a company or of a business, there are certain traits that is inbuilt in the leader or an entrepreneur. Not everyone is an entrepreneur. There are traits that distinguish the personality or the characteristics of a leader and a non-leader. That's how he talk about trait theory. Trait theory tell you that for you to get someone in a business as an entrepreneur, they have to be a leader. There's a difference between a leader and a non-leader. It says the earlier trait theory, it talks about, before trait theory we look about height. If you check in the Bible, they tell you when they were talking in the Bible to get leaders, like in Daniel, they say pick people of royal background. Before, leaders have to be of royal background, a particular height. No, nowadays you don't need to be of a particular height. Their personality, they have to be extrovert. Introvert is people that are like laid back. They don't mix with people. They cannot talk. They only talk to you when they need you. They only talk to you when they want to use you. They only talk to you. Some of them they don't want to use it, but they're shy. They cannot mix with everyone. So now, trait theory is telling you that the personality of a leader have to be an extrovert. Someone who can go around a lot and go and play and do things. Someone who can be able to sit on the floor. Let's say if my vision is about making toy, I can go and sit on the floor in a nursery school and talk to nursery children about that toy. Those are the kind of things they talk about when it comes to leadership and entrepreneurial skills. They have to have the skills. They have to be intelligent. Skills and ability works. They have to be intelligent, very intelligent people when it comes to things like that. A leader have to be intelligent. The leader have to be intelligent. So that's what we talk about when it comes to trait theory. They have to be intelligent. You need to know what do you do when it comes to things like that. There's two different theories. But there's another person who says one of the theory studied says, he states here that for you to become a leader, you have to have 8 traits. You have you have to be focused, basically. You have to be systematic. Trait theory, great man theory of trait tells you that you have to, first of all, be systematic. You have to study leadership. It talks about you have to be focused. He's arguing that Goodman tells you that leadership, people are born with it, but people are telling you leaders can be trained, because certain personality can be trained, certain personality cannot be trained. So there are things that are inbuilt in you, there are things that you have to learn. But he's telling you that you have to be self-confident, you have to be intelligent, you have to have alertment, insight, responsibility, initiative, persistence, sociable. Then he came up again. That's why I tell you that most of these things, people, they look at it and they renew it. After that, the same man sat down and said, okay, this is what I think, but now I have changed it. You have to have 10. He had 2 more to the 8 that is game. He said, okay, you have to complete a task. Everything you have to start to complete a task. Earlier on, this Sunday, the preaching was about excellent spirit and how you can attain power. So basically, these are the kind of thing you have to complete. He said, studies, if that's how he pronounced studies, 1970. He came back in 1974 and said, okay, you have to be able to complete a task if you want to be a leader. Don't start things and don't finish. Starting things, and you know when you say good beginning and bad ending, you shouldn't have that. Take risk, initiative, self-confidence. You have to take responsibility for your action. If you do something wrong, say, I'm sorry. Or sorry, I got it wrong. Or oops, I've got it wrong. Stress management. You need to be able to manage your stress. You know that times as a business person or as an entrepreneur, lots of things will go wrong. But you need to know how to manage your stress. Because as we say, entrepreneurs are risk takers. And if you're a risk taker, then you need to manage stress. Because anything you take risk on, it will be stressful. Because it's something you don't know how it's going to be. You need to be able to have an influential behavior. You need to be able to tolerate delays. There are times when things will not go your way. Don't worry about it. Tolerate the delays and be patient. Be able to interact socially. You should be able to interact socially. When it comes to that, in that way, you'll be able to organize your business. You should be able to get an organization which is well-formed, well-formatted, the ownership. Those things we were talking about was the leadership. Now we'll talk about the organization itself. As an organization itself, you need to be able to put things together. You need to be able to work well. Anything that you don't know, don't stress yourself that I don't know this. If you are not able to learn it within that particular time when you want to run that business, outsource it. You can outsource lots of things in your business. I know a company in which actually their IT system is outsourced. Lots of things are outsourced. Their finance system is outsourced. Almost everything is outsourced. Only thing they do is what they're good at. That's why most times we tell you that concentrate on what you're good at, and what you're not good at, outsource it to people who are good at it. Outsource it to people who know what they're doing. Novelty, technology. When new technology comes, when you talk about strategic thinking, you talk about novelty. When new technology comes, be able to respond fast. Be a quick thinker. Learn computers, learn things, get new software, new apps. Know what to do. Get your website ready, get all the things. Be able to use LinkedIn, be able to use things like Twitter, social media. So you should be able to get the right software. You should be able to get the right system in place. It will help. It will help your business. You might think, oh, these things cost money. You need money to get money. Your business needs to be socially sound. Get your business everywhere. As a business person, go out on events, go out on exhibition, go out on conferences. As I said earlier on, you need to be able to find out what is the association that involved in my industry. Which association do they have? Do they have different association in different things? In accounting, we have things like AAT, we have ACC, we have CIMA. They have many more, but these are the top ones. Go and see. Be social. Go to other places, because when you meet more people, you'll be able to know what's wrong with you or what's wrong with your business. They might have the similar problem. Be social. Find out all these things. Put them together. Work with it. Put them into practice. Sometimes when you listen to this thing, take the steps and see if it works. If it doesn't work, come back to me and tell me. Give me feedback, and I will be able to tell you I might be able to assess it. You will tell me exactly what you did. Don't tell me what you did not do. Tell me exactly what you did, and I will be able to tell you that maybe one or two things you might not got this step right, or you didn't get this information right. Contact us. I'm here at Noble Television, right at the heart of London. Noble People International Magazine, Noble Television. I'm your Noble presenter for today. Thank you very much, everyone, for joining us here at Noble People International Magazine. If you want your red carpet program, you want us to do you want us to cover your program, to cover your event, contact us on Noble TV. If you want us to promote your event, if you want us to promote your business, contact us on Noble TV. We'll be able to tell you. You will be able to know what to do. We'll tell you what to do, when to do it. We have our own magazine. We have our own award. So we can promote you anytime and any place. Whatever your business is. We don't look at business and say, oh, that's a small business. We don't work with you. Or that's a big business. Yes, we tell you we're the Baba. We deal with big people. But even no matter how small your business is, contact us at Noble Television. Here at the Art of London, we've got different branches. We've got in Nigeria. We've got in Ghana. Contact us. Check our details out. Check us out. And we'll be able to help you. We'll tell you what to do, where to do, when and how to do things. We'll tell you, do you need to advertise on our magazine? Do you need to come as our guest? Do you need to come as a partner? Just contact us and we'll be able to get you through what you need in your business. Thank you very much once again for joining us for this edition of Business Surgery, Strategic Thinking in Business. My name is Bernadette. Thank you and have a great week. Keep tuning because there are other programs coming on. Keep tuning and we hope you enjoy. Share this program with your friends, with your family, in other groups that you are, and you will help me and we will help you too, because then you will help to know your business. Thank you and have a great day. Goodbye.
To have your own company, refineries under construction, Lagos State Smart City, Lekki Free Trade Zone and Lekki Deep Sea Port is under construction at Ibeju Lekki International Airport. 60 different Chinese companies, Fort Milan Bridge, Ibeju Lekki ShopRite and so on. Commercially and industrially, Ibeju Lekki will be great and conducive place for everybody. Come and get your own property at Aspire Heights Creator. Come directly to our office at H56 57 Ikota Shopping Complex, VGC, Lekki Epe Expressway, Ajah, or call Mr. Adeniyi on this number 090